I hate when they say that shit, bro. We'll give you a phone on us, but every month you're paying it on your bill. That shit never made sense to me, chat. Am I tripping? That shit never made sense. Man, let me continue this video, bro. This scamming shit need to stop. It's fucking 2026, y'all. This scamming shit need to stop,
I got a 6-year-old son that I take care of. You took my shit. Pussy, fuck is you talking about?
The following program is rated TV-MA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Johnny Dang, he's the biggest culture vulture in hip-hop right now.
You better get
In
done.
mid-March 2026, the entire hip-hop internet caught fire. And it all started with one man, one Instagram Live, and one very expensive set of teeth. See, Houston rapper Sauce Walka, a day one, ride or die, been there since the jump customer of legendary jeweler Johnny Dang, went absolutely nuclear on camera. And when I say nuclear, I mean this man grabbed a stick of dynamite, lit it, and tossed it straight into the middle of a 20-year relationship for the whole world to watch. Sauce went live, showing off a brand new permanent $1 million plus grill. And this wasn't just any grill. This was made by Plug Geo, Johnny Dang's former employee, his own worker who had walked out the shop years earlier. Let that marinate for a second, because the disrespect is layered. The man didn't just switch.
Sauce Walka, I respect it too. He don't play about them. Like, I feel like Sauce Walka is really one of the most authentic artists. You feel what I'm saying? And he's not even crazy mainstream. He has great songs with big artists, right? But I feel like he's just so authentic. He got his own swag to it. Like, people don't recognize, and he don't even, it's like he don't even chase to be in the limelight. It's just people don't even recognize. Like, but overall, like, from when I first found out about who Sauce Walka was, he'll tell you straight. Like, if you ever check out one of his streams, he live stream on Twitch and stuff too. Like, if you ever check out one of his streams, he'll tell you straight up. Like, you got no choice but to respect him as a man. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he don't even fake it for the funk or nothing like that either, respectfully. And not trying to dick ride or nothing like that. But, like, Sauce Walka is a thorough dude overall. And he's just a cool ass dude, you feel me? So if if he's saying something, more than likely
switched to Johnny's ex-worker, broadcast the whole swap on camera, and then told his followers to do the same. Sauce dramatically retired his old Johnny Dang pieces right there on the live, pulled them joints out, showed off the new ice from Geo, and told everybody watching to take out the Johnny Dangs and put in the Geos. He claimed he dropped hundreds of thousands to over $500,000 across 2 decades on custom grills, chains, and pieces, including a major $500,000 Cuban chain that was reportedly so expensive the transaction had to go down inside a bank. And the accusation at the heart of it all? Sauce alleged that Johnny had been charging premium natural diamond prices while using cheaper lab-grown CVD diamonds that were passed off as mined natural stones. In other words,
oh wait, so CBD is actually the proper. Oh, I thought CBD was you feel what I'm saying? I thought CBD was like they was talking about the compound CBD, but like CBD is also like a lab driven chemical.
Words, he was saying he got played, finessed, bamboozled for
Crazy.
years by someone he considered fam. Now, here's where you need to understand the science for a second, because this distinction right here is the entire crux of the beef. This is the whole reason the internet is on fire. Lab-grown and natural diamonds are chemically, physically, and optically identical. Both are pure carbon crystals with the same hardness, brilliance, and sparkle. You could hold one in each hand, and you would not be able to tell the difference. Your jeweler couldn't tell the difference with a basic loupe. Even most professional diamond testers can't distinguish them. Only advanced lab testing with UV fluorescence and spectroscopy can reliably tell them apart. The only real difference between the two? Where they come from. Natural diamonds form over billions of years deep in the earth under extreme heat and pressure. Lab-grown diamonds get created in a controlled facility in just a few weeks using processes called HPHT or CVD. Chemical vapor deposition. Same carbon, same crystals.
He says CVD. The other dude says CBD. So am I wrong? Or do I just have terrible listening skills? I read the caption. That shit says
Same
CBD.
ice on your wrist. But the price gap? Bruh, the price gap is astronomical. As of 2026, lab-grown diamonds cost roughly 73% less on average than natural diamonds of identical specs. So a 1 carat natural stone running you anywhere from 4 to 7 grand, that same quality in lab grown might run you $800 to $1,500.
Then
You
that's
do the
valid.
math on the markup if someone's swapping those out and charging you natural prices. That's the alleged finesse right there. Looking your client dead in the eye, telling them they're getting that earth-formed billion-year-old natural ice, and sliding them something that was
That's
cooked up in
cold.
a lab last month for a
Fuck,
fraction of the cost. But if Sauce Walka was the spark, then the gasoline that turned this whole thing into a wildfire came from an insider. See, Jose Mata, also known as Plug Gio or Gio, was Johnny's former longtime employee and associate who had left the shop around 2021. And when he left, he didn't just walk out quietly and go start his own thing in peace. Nah, Gio came out swinging. He went on Instagram Live and aired out everything, his grievances with how he was treated, the wages he was paid, and most explosively, what he claimed was going on behind the scenes with the diamonds.
I was an asset to your company, bro. Nobody was doing that I was doing for you.
Gio painted a picture of a young worker, only 23 years old when he left, who had been flying out multiple times a week to service high-profile clients, picking up hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash on behalf of the business, and generating millions in revenue. He said he asked for a modest raise from 2% commission to 4% and was denied. He said he was earning $10 an hour. He said he was getting money deducted from his paycheck for minor paperwork mistakes. And most damning of all, he had already gone on camera years earlier, alleging that the operation used CVD, lab-grown stones, and passed them off as natural with certifications, slapping on massive markups. Pieces that allegedly cost $3,000 to $5,000 to produce were being sold for $50,000, $100,000, or even more as natural diamond work.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm hearing fraud. I'm hearing they're passing certifications that aren't even valid, bro. This is an operation scheme, bro. What
You sitting at your $1 million mansion, chilling, drinking your cognac, like.
And then Gio went even harder, telling everyone watching to take a closer look at what they'd been buying.
Everybody who's watching, if you got anything from Johnny, check that because that boy be putting that CBD in y'all.
Now that clip right there went absolutely viral. An insider, someone who was actually in the building, making the pieces, flying out to meet clients, telling the world to get their jewelry checked, that hit different. Gio wasn't some random hater from the outside looking in. He was describing what he said he witnessed firsthand. And now he was the one who made Sauce Walka's $1 million grill, which meant the two of them were essentially a united front against Johnny's entire operation.
And that's really the reason why I left, because there was no loyalty in none of this shit that he was saying.
And if Sauce and Gio were the spark and the gasoline, then the match that had already been struck months, even years and before, came from none other than Chicago drill star Lil Durk. See, way back in September 2021, Durk had posted an IG story that read, "Stop buying all this jewelry without knowing what you're doing. A lot of this shit fake and some is overpriced. Get one jeweler and stick to them. I'm telling you, y'all ass gonna be pissed when the truth come out." That warning dropped right around the time Lil Baby got exposed for wearing a fake $400,000 Patek Philippe watch that he'd purchased from New York jeweler Raffaello & Co. Watch experts, people like Fake Watch Buster on social media, had spotted the inconsistencies almost immediately, pointing out flaws that even some professional jewelers had missed.
This is money we talking here, y'all. These shits get expensive, dog. We talking stacks on racks on stacks on racks. And they playing with these people money like that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. People come spend good money, do good business with
called
y'all.
out the jeweler on Instagram, essentially saying, "Y'all know better than to sell me of all people a fake." The jeweler, Gabriel Jacobs, apologized, admitted they failed to properly vet the piece, issued a full refund, and gave Lil Baby extra rings worth between $50,000 and $70,000 as compensation. But the damage to the culture's trust, that was already done. You can't unring that bell. Then in March 2022, Durk doubled down with another IG story. Don't blame the rapper or athletes no mo. Blame the jeweler for selling them that bogus. When the Sauce Walka drama exploded in 2026, reaction channels and content creators immediately pulled up Durk's old warnings and stitched them right alongside the new allegations. The "truth come out" line sounded straight up prophetic. It was like Durk had been trying to tell the whole culture what was coming, and nobody listened until it was too late. And just like that, what started as one Houston rapper switching jewelers turned into what people were calling the biggest jewelry scandal in hip-hop history. But here's the thing, y'all. To really understand why this whole situation hit so deep, why it shook the culture the way it did, you gotta understand who Johnny Dang actually is, where he came
Break
from,
it down.
what he built, and just how
I love
far
to
he
hear
had to
this.
climb before.
First off, can we blame Johnny Dang? Let me really hear this out. Cause Sauce Worker is claiming it's fake, and somebody that worked for Johnny Dang is claiming that the jewelry that he's selling is fake. Now, a lot of people might look at it like, okay, those are still real diamonds. It's not that. It's the integrity and the pricing that you're selling these products for, okay? So if you're saying that the price of the value of the diamond is $3,000, but it's a fake diamond, only real diamond should be that price. If it's a fake lab-grown diamond, okay, let it be a lab-grown diamond and it's priced at $800. You're literally scamming people out of their money, hoping that they don't notice. Now, question is this true? Because I've only heard Sauce Walker and a previous employee state it. I haven't, and they mentioned Lil Durk, but I haven't seen Lil Durk say that Johnny Dang was actually Fugazi or nothing like that. They haven't said anything like that yet. You know what I'm saying? Lil Durk has made a lot of open-ended, statements. However, he hasn't pointed a finger at anybody either. So, let's see where this goes. I'm trying to be unbiased here. You know what I'm saying?
Even think about tearing him down.
I wouldn't want to fuck up somebody's reputation.
Empire. See,
If it
Johnny
wasn't true.
Dang, born Jang Antoine, ain't just some random jeweler who popped up out of nowhere and started selling chains to rappers. Nah, this man's story is straight up movie material. The kind of come up that makes you sit back and say, damn, that's really the American dream right there.
You asked to see the boss? I'm Johnny Dang, the king of bling. He's on the rocks.
We talking about a dude who was born in 1973 in a tiny little village in Jac Lac Province, Vietnam.
young guy
A place with
still.
no electricity, no running water, none of the luxuries that we take for granted every single day of our lives. The Vietnam
Well, he
War
like
had
50,
just
so
ended,
maybe
and
not.
his family was living through the aftermath of all of that
56,
devastation. But here's the
53.
thing. His grandfather and his father were both jewelers. So even as a little kid running around barefoot in the countryside, Johnny was already getting schooled in the art of metalwork and craftsmanship. That trade was in his blood from the very beginning.
My father and my grandfathers were jewelers. So in Vietnam, when I grow up, saw them how to make jewelry. So that's got in my
That's
mind
beautiful,
about jewelry
bro.
business.
His pops had been a soldier in the South Vietnamese army, and in 1987, the man literally fled the country on a boat, like we talking about one of those life or death escape situations, and eventually ended up in Texas, where he opened a small jewelry repair shop. But Johnny and his mama and his brothers, they got left behind. For nearly a decade, his family was separated. Think about that for a second. That's 9-10 years of waiting, hoping, wondering if you're ever going to see your father again.
My dad, he escaped from Vietnam by the boat. So he sponsored us, me and my brother and my mom. So all family came here 1996.
And that right there is when it all started. Johnny touched down in Houston, Texas in August of 1996. At 23 years old,
So he
barely
already-
spoke a
yeah,
lick
he a
of
grown
English,
man
didn't
now.
have no bread stacked up, no connections, no safety net. But what did he have? He had hands that knew how to work gold and diamonds. And he had that immigrant hunger that don't let you sleep until the bag is secured.
I've
bullshit.
been in Houston since that day. When I came here, I went to work in flea market as a jewelry repair.
Real shit. That's a hustle. Flea market hustle. Go stupid. That's early 2000s. I don't know if y'all know about that, chat, man. Flea market hustle go stupid, especially in Philadelphia. That shit go stupid, man. I'm a Haitian American, so I relate when they mention the hustle that make you like that's the vibrations of the spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Like when your spirit is unrested, your flesh could be weak. You feel what I'm saying? But that spirit, man, I'm Haitian American, y'all. You know, when I say that spirit, man, we the first country to fight for a revolution of free and actually win our fight for freedom. You get what I'm saying? That should tell you, you feel me? Like that spirit, it ain't even about what you see. It's about what you don't see, what you trying to portray. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Now, when it came to those flea markets, as a Haitian American, man, my mom used to be on the hustle a little bit. My pops, he had that fucking hustle, bro, to the muscle. Haitians, we call it the timache. The literal translation of a timache is a little walk or small walk. And basically, you go through the timache, you do a small walk, and you find something that you might find good use for. You feel what I'm saying? Usually, you get down there and you get your hustle going. If you know, you know. Shit, like as old as I am now, I can understand what the timache could be used for. As old as I am now, I understand the networking that you could do at a timache, and also the hustle and the finesse of a timache. You feel what I'm saying? If you know those, you know, man.
After flea market, I opened in garage like a small kind of workshop.
By his second day in America,
I think
his second day.
like in
y'all,
other places,
he was
y'all
already
have like
posted up at a
strips.
flea market jewelry kiosk.
Y'all have
with
like
his brother,
malls.
doing repairs for as little as $35
Or
a
those
day.
little small,
$35. Most people spend that on lunch without thinking twice.
Pop-up
But
shops.
for Johnny, that $35 a day was the foundation of everything that came after. He was grinding side jobs on top of the flea market work, learning American jewelry styles on the fly, noticing how much bigger, bolder, and flashier pieces were here in the States compared to the delicate Asian jewelry he'd grown up making. He adapted fast, and by 1998, just 2 years after stepping foot on American soil, with nothing but his skills and his hunger, he opened his first store, TV Jewelry, in Houston's Sharpstown Mall. But the real game changer, the moment that took Johnny Dang from a local mall jeweler
office
grinding in
looked
obscurity
crazy.
to a certified hip-hop legend whose name would ring bells from Houston to Harlem and everywhere in between, was when a local DJ and aspiring rapper named Paul Wall walked through that door. Now y'all gotta understand, Paul was already deep in the Houston scene at this point. He was out there selling basic gold teeth, handing out flyers for other jewelers, doing whatever he could to stay connected to the culture while trying to make his own music pop off. A mutual friend, a local rapper, introduced them, telling Paul that
Mello,
Johnny
what's good,
was
brother?
the man who actually makes the gold teeth. Not the middleman, not the guy who takes your order and sends it somewhere else. The actual craftsman who puts his hands on the gold and makes it happen. Paul became the guinea pig, the test case, the first real bridge between Johnny's workshop and the streets. He agreed to promote Johnny's grills by passing out flyers at clubs in exchange for wholesale price.
That's tough. Wholesale pricing too. If you got the investment money for it, that's a good way to go. I'm not gonna say Paul Wall's integrity isn't high, but when you work in a deal like that and you're not in there to be as a customer, you know, if the numbers punch in and it hit correctly, more likely than not, they're gonna let that shit go over your head. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't about the integrity of the brand at that point. You know what I'm saying? They just doing business. You feel me? He got the right guy to walk in the door.
The man moved so much product, we're talking volume that neither of them expected. Johnny reportedly told him something along the lines of, "Man, you gotta work for me full time."
Being on grills, yeah. This is something that's something that still is kind of unbelievable to me. Of course, one, because of how, big the song got.
They officially locked in as business partners around 2002. Paul handled the marketing, the customer service, the public-facing side of things. Johnny handled the designs, the craftsmanship, the production, and together, they revolutionized the entire grill game. Johnny perfected non-invasive grills, meaning you didn't have to file down your teeth, with round diamonds, custom fits, and colored stones. That was a massive upgrade from the basic gold teeth that were out there before. Now here's where it really gets legendary. In 2005, Nelly, one of the biggest artists on the planet at that time, had actually gotten a grill from a different Houston jeweler. Somebody had taken Nelly to a rival spot, passing it off like they were getting the real Paul Wall Johnny Dang experience.
And Johnny like, man, what? But also keep in mind, Johnny started off as a wholesaler. He was a manufacturer for people like me who would go out and sell to the public.
When Paul and Johnny found out what had happened, that somebody had essentially finessed Nelly into thinking he had their grills when he didn't, they didn't get mad. They didn't start beefing. They didn't go online crying about it. Nah, they made a power move that most people wouldn't have had the vision.
So basically what he's saying is nobody would be able to have that kind of product or have any product out there but Johnny Dang. He was Johnny Dang was the Wolf of Wall Street, basically. You feel what I'm saying? If someone was out there, it was because of Johnny Dang, and Johnny Dang knew.
They gifted Nelly a real custom set worth about $20,000 at absolute wholesale cost. That was the most expensive grill they had ever made at that point, a walking billboard for the brand, handed over for free to one of the biggest names in music. And that investment, it paid off in ways nobody on this planet could have predicted, because Nelly turned around and invited Paul Wall onto the track Grills, which went straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the most iconic hip-hop songs of the entire decade.
And as soon as Nelly got his grill, he was like, hey, I love my grill. I got this song I'm doing. You want to get on it?
After that, the floodgates opened wide. Lil Wayne, Beyonce, Travis Scott, Megan Thee Stallion, Gucci Mane, 21 Savage, Migos, Floyd Mayweather. The list of clients who came through Johnny Dang's doors reads like a who's who of entertainment royalty. The flag.
This sound like some industry, you feel what I'm saying? Some industry manufacturing bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, they try and print money fast. So what you do, you up the demand, you up the supply to up the demand. You up the supply to cater to the demand. But when you gotta really find real diamonds, it's more work than when you gotta grow the diamonds. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't the only person that could get them diamonds. You ain't the only person that could get the diamonds, and it's so hard to get the diamonds. You in competition with other people that got diamonds. There's when you get to the lab and you cook them joints up in the lab. As long as you got the lab, you got the source.
The flagship store expanded into a lavish 16,000 square foot space, employing over 72 jewelers with in-house manufacturing facilities that could turn around custom pieces in as little as 2 to 3 days.
Of course, I'm gonna have some top-notch grills myself if I'm selling them. So you know what I'm saying. But there are some other rappers that kind of took that and they. You know, yeah. You want a Paul Wall grill? Yeah, I'll get you a Paul Wall grill.
From a refugee with nothing to his name to a multi-millionaire jeweler with an estimated net worth of $20 million. That's the Johnny Dang story, the king of bling, the American dream in iced out form.
I gotta respect the
An
hustle,
empire built on trust, loyalty, and the belief that when you dropped your hard-earned bread at Johnny Dang's shop, you were getting the real deal. The finest natural diamonds, the best craftsmanship, the realest ice in the game. And that's exactly why the allegations from Sauce Walka and Plug Geo hit so hard, because if those accusations held even an ounce of truth, then everything this empire was built on was a lie, and the fallout was about to be catastrophic. The fallout. All right, so by this point, the entire internet is going absolutely crazy. Every hip hop page, every reaction channel, every barbershop debate, everybody and their mama is talking about Johnny Dang.
See, here's one thing about it, and this is how you know, like for me, I always, and I mean always, push my integrity to to really push to who I am. You feel what I'm saying? Not just because of I represent a brand, but because I want to be recognized. I want to be that well-known, reputable person. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it don't matter if it's one of my brands, if anything that I'm standing behind, I gotta ask the right questions. You feel what I'm saying? Even if I feel like it's you know, lackadaisical or it's tedious or it's corny. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the right questions got to be asked to really figure out certain things. I feel like that's what helps to enforce my integrity. It's just, it is what it is. Even right now, like my guy Mello on the live stream, y'all say what's up. He's saying that that his stream is acting crazy. Well, that's part of my brand. You feel what I'm saying? So as much as I want to be like, oh damn, your shit tweaking, oh well, I don't want to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? I want my guy to be able to enjoy this experience, not only because, you know, he's a good supporter, but also because I spent money and I put time into doing what I do on my stream. For me to do that and not get a good product out of what I'm doing and my stream and my supporters or my people that's coming or people that's coming through even just to visit or check them out is not being able to enjoy that experience, that pisses me off. That ticks me off. Because what am I spending my money for? What am I investing in? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of these days, a lot of brands, a lot of not just brands, games, cars, products, consumerism has just been trash lately. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like it has just been doo-doo. Like, am I tripping, y'all? Like, the American dream ain't the American dream like it used to be. And okay, everything is getting expensive. Shit is inflating, right? Well, why the fuck is it that the products is getting worse? We spending more money than we are ever had to spend. We are investing more money, paying more on taxes than we ever had to spend or do. And for some reason, not only is the product being meaty, not only is the product staying the same, but it's getting worse. Look at Apple. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, what's good, Frosty? What's good, Bad Karma? Look at Apple, y'all. Everybody used to Joe Apple. Yeah, Apple this, Apple that, Apple stock. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da. I never been a fan of Apple, but I would hear out my people. I would hear out, my friends. I would hear out the group. I would hear out social media. Because everybody wanted to get an Apple iPhone. Everybody wanted to be the one to make it because they got an iPhone. You feel what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm Android, and I always knew off of doing my homework, off of looking at what I buy and what I need out of my phone, I'm gonna be an Android guy. To this day, I'm an Android guy. Does Android have issues? Yes. Do they have their flaws? Yes. Does Apple have their issues? Yes. Do Apple have flaws? Yes. Which one you sticking to deal with? Long term, as you can see, worldwide, Android is better. And I'm specifically talking about the Samsung Galaxies, the flagships of Androids, the best, the top of the line of an Android phone. You feel what I'm saying? Now there's other competitors and stuff, but again, for me, Samsung has been that. You feel what I'm saying? Now, Apple iPhones, if you knew, Apple get a lot of their products from other manufacturers. You feel what I'm saying? So the camera is from Sony on the Apple iPhone. The camera is from Sony. The screen is from Samsung. Samsung makes the screen on an iPhone. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, why would I want to go to the people that are trying to compete when the people that really make the product and have the source and have better features? You feel what I'm saying? Why would I want to go to another team and another competitor? Now you look at an iPhone, and I knew they always been cheap from the rip, but you look at an iPhone, bro, you got to pay for the charger piece. What the fuck? How I got a phone? Y'all selling me a phone and I have to pay for the piece to charge my phone? Then how many times they kept changing the piece to charge it? So now you had to buy another piece to charge it. You had to buy another piece to charge it. Y'all pissing me off at this point. You get a Samsung Galaxy. They sell you an experience. You get the headphones in there. You get the charger, the fast charger at that. You get the headphones, the fast charger, and they might throw in a screen protector in there, John. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not even including all the features that they got. Samsung Galaxies, they was one of the first phones to have 5G. iPhone, Apple, they start selling the 5G. They was giving you 5GE, fake 5G. What are we talking about? Why am I getting fake 5G? Y'all saying it's 5GE. But y'all notice when that 5G and that E is behind it, the service get much more shittier. I peeped that. I knew that. Bro, even right now, I got both phones. I have a Samsung right here, and I have an iPhone back there. You feel what I'm saying? I keep both phones for business purposes. But like, I'm not gonna sit here and be biased and act like one is better than the other just because I'm following a crowd. You feel what I'm saying? That is Johnny Dang. That is, bro. That's Johnny Dang. My bad. He talking business. I said, I appreciate that, Bad Karma. Enjoy to go. No offense to Apple users, and no offense at all. That's why I don't care about what shoes I wear, because they go away like after a year. And there's a finesse to that too, Bad Karma. You can get your shoes. Depending on what brand it is. You can get your shoes back to it, something like that. I heard about that, but I don't care too much to even do all that. I ain't gonna lie. Nike, I think Nike, they give you new shoes if you return your old shoes, depending on how wear and tear they are. Like if you get a hole in your shoe, something like that, and you bought it from the Nike factory or like the Nike production floor, You return it back, you'll be able to get your shoe back. Yeah. It's different finesses out here. But me personally, I like a Nike shoe. I'm not the type to like keep recycling or keep trying to. If it's a good product and there's a product that I like, I'd rather support that product. You'll get more money out of a product that's good, a good product. That's me, in my opinion. I invest in stocks just for the fuck of it. Like if it's a good product that I like and I know it's going to be profitable and I know that they're going to make it a good product in the long run, I'll invest in that product just so I can see how great they're going to be. You feel what I'm saying? So that other people can enjoy the experience of being a great brand or great company is. I'm not going to invest in a company just to hop on a bandwagon and then they selling people dumb shit and they selling people fucked up shit and they selling people bad products and I'm getting money in my pockets off of it and I'm teeth and palms. Nah. Because now everybody else, they angry at the product and the company about to go into fire. And I just wasted my time trying to invest into a company. More than likely, if the homework is done properly, that product is not going to go up. The stock is going to go down. And more than likely, if it's done in the right time, I'm going to lose money. You feel what I'm saying? But these finesses and scammers, oh, they be getting off. Yo, AJ, facts. If y'all didn't know, Apple iPhones, they got fined. Apple got fined in other countries for obsolescence. Yup. Where basically they'll schedule for a phone to stop working after a certain amount of time. So if they roll back the iPhone 18, they roll out the iPhone 18, right? 18 Pro. They'll start having the 15, the 14, the 13, the 12, the 11. They'll start having those iPhones stop working, right? And I'm not saying that's only an iPhone thing, but iPhone has gotten into a lawsuit for it specifically. I haven't seen any other phone brand, but I think Samsung or I think phone companies do the same thing. I'm not going to say particular brands. I think phone companies do it to where they want you to buy an iPhone. They want you to buy the newest or the latest iPhone product. Because I've seen them and I've heard them do that all the time where it'll be an update and they'll be like, all right, come in and we'll have you get this phone on us. I hate when they say that shit, bro. We'll give you a phone on us, but every month you're paying it on your bill. That shit never made sense to me, chat. Am I tripping? That shit never made sense. Man, let me continue this video, bro. This scamming shit need to stop. It's fucking 2026, y'all. This scamming shit need to stop,
I got a
cuz.
6-year-old son that I take care of. You took my shit. Pussy, fuck is you talking about? I should light you up and do any cocky shit.
Stop, man.
Run your mouth and I'ma light you up. Pussy, fuck is you talking about, nigga?
He needs some milk.
What?
My bad, y'all. I had to crash out real quick, man. Let me continue this shit, bro. I had to not crash out. Sorry, I had to rant. I had to express my emotions for a second, y'all. Let's get back to this, man. This shit
Diamond allegations, YouTube thumbnails with Johnny Dang gets jumped, and biggest jewelry scam.
Yo, what's good, big body?
Flooding everybody's recommended feeds. Now, just to be absolutely crystal clear, there was no physical altercation, no jumping, none of that. Titles like Johnny Dang gets jumped are straight up clickbait hype. This was a reputation hit, not a physical one. But it was devastating all the same. So what did Johnny do? The man responded fast. Within hours of that clip going viral, he dropped a heated multi-part Instagram video series. Some sources describe it as 4 separate clips. And let me tell you, the pain in his voice was undeniable. This wasn't some polished PR statement crafted by a publicist sitting in a corner office somewhere. This wasn't some carefully worded legal document. Nah, this was raw. This was unfiltered. This was a man who felt genuinely betrayed by someone he'd known for 2 whole decades. Someone he'd considered not just a client, but a brother from the same city, the same streets, the same Houston soil. He addressed Sauce directly, and his message was essentially, you don't have to shop with me, but if you put my name in your mouth, put some respect on it. He talked about their 20-plus year history, emphasizing that he'd never disrespected Sauce, never given him free stuff, but never asked for anything free either. He revealed that he had actually reached out to Sauce privately before all of this went public, tried to take him to dinner, even offered to bring him into the business so they could make money together. But Sauce went public anyway. Johnny defended his grind, pointing to the fact that he came from absolutely nothing, a war-torn village in Vietnam with no electricity, and built everything with his own 2 hands over more than 2 decades.
Oh, so you telling me you think with that integrity You telling me that gives you the pass to finesse and scam people? Cause a lot of these artists, and a lot of these artists ain't off the hook either. A lot of these artists are influential. It could be somebody out there that's looking to get their hustle on. You have a story just like you, Johnny Dang. They could have a story just like Johnny Dang, and they come from the mud and all that stuff, but they love your story, so they rather invest in what you do and use that as inspiration. Thing is, they'll probably do it better than you. The thing is, people like that, they probably do it better than the person, but because they aren't trying to get over, they aren't trying to finesse, they aren't lying, they aren't, being a fraud about it. They won't look as successful as the scammer. They won't look as successful as the fraud. They won't look as successful as the con man. You get what I'm saying? However, sometimes, don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as a lesson. You feel me? Everything that glitters ain't gold, and everything that shine ain't a diamond. You feel me? Johnny Dang getting off on that is crazy. Yo, no, I never heard of Cayman cider, but I like apple cider. Big body, that dude, apple cider fucking smacks. Cayman cider is pretty much the same thing. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Give me a little insight. What's some Cayman? What is Cayman cider, and where do you usually get Cayman cider from? That's fucked up though, chat. You feel what I'm saying? That's fucked up, yo. That's fucked up.
Plug
I
Geo,
respect the grind.
a disgruntled former employee who left abruptly and had his own motives for speaking out. And on the diamond allegation specifically, Johnny didn't go line by line denying the lab-grown claims in his main clapback. Instead, he posted his own shop diamond testing videos separately and pointed out that his high-end clients specifically request natural stones, and that telling the difference between lab-grown and natural is damn near impossible with the naked eye. Now, while Johnny was defending himself, other people in the culture started weighing in. Chief Keef, for example, jumped in to defend his own pieces. He took his Johnny Dang pendant and watched to a mall jeweler, got them tested on camera, and the results came back green, meaning they tested as real, natural diamonds. He posted the whole thing online as if to say, "My ice is legit, y'all can relax." But here's the irony. Instead of calming things down, it actually made things worse. Because now everybody and their cousin started taking their grills and chains to get tested on camera, and the results were mixed at best, which only fueled more lab versus natural debates and speculation. Meanwhile, personalities like Charleston White had been talking their talk about Johnny Dang for a minute, and this situation only amplified their voices.
Man, when I look at Johnny Dang, he's the biggest culture vulture in hip hop right now.
Explain that though.
The jewelry these paying, they getting overpriced.
Charleston didn't hold back at all. He questioned the entire dynamic between the hip-hop community and jewelers from outside the community, essentially arguing that billions of dollars had flowed in one direction without enough coming back.
We ain't never seen Johnny Dang put nobody on. Never.
Now, whether you agree with Charleston's broader points or not, the fact that voices like his were gaining traction during this moment.
See, the thing about Charleston White, he gonna sound right, but it's gonna be so wrong at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? It just makes sense. You feel me? Like, let me explain it. You see how he said, he made the point that Johnny Dang ain't never put nobody on. That'll make you think like, damn, Charleston White is right. Yeah, you know what, Charleston White, you're right, bro. Johnny Dang is the antagonist here. And if he's the antagonist, Charleston White, you're the protagonist. But god damn it, where's the accountability when we talking about we shouldn't even be supporting it? We shouldn't. So say Johnny Dang did put people on. Okay, now Johnny Dang is the protagonist. He's the good guy. But the business is still corrupt. Johnny Dang put people on. They just gave a long list in this video where people, artists, all that, Johnny Dang, they got their shit tested. He put money in their pocket, selling them, giving them wholesale value, cutting them deals, doing these content videos and all that stuff. So the person that's doing that experience, that's probably what they was looking for. That's the value that they wanted, and that's them getting put on. Johnny Dang try to put other people on too. Sauce Walker, that's why I respect Sauce Walker though. That's why I respect Sauce Walker, because even when Johnny Dang was looking to put Sauce Walker on, Sauce Walker understood, like, still that's immorally improper. Like, you can't be doing that to the people. And just because you paying me or putting me on to do it to the people, that don't mean I'm gonna fuck with you. That don't mean I should fuck with you still. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not like that's like literally saying I'm not a sellout. Literally. You feel me? Was from Paul Wall. Yeah, that was in this video too, AJ. Earlier in the beginning, I was one of the first people he really worked with, and they were doing it big. I think they dated back. They dated it back all the way to like 2005. Around the same time, Nelly and Paul Wall did the song as well. So that basically was in there.
Tells you everything about how deep the trust issues in the culture had gotten. It wasn't just about one jeweler and one rapper anymore. This had become a whole industry reckoning. And then there's the curious case of what smaller artists were already saying before this blew up. Take Money Gang Slugger, for example, who had been talking about switching from Johnny Dang to a different jeweler called King Johnny well before the March 2026 explosion. His issue wasn't even about fake diamonds. It was about wait times and customer service. He said he waited 90 days for pieces he'd already paid $10,000 for. And during that time, he saw Johnny turning around custom work for bigger celebrities in a matter of days. The man was sitting there watching rappers post brand new pieces from Johnny's shop 3 or 4 days after walking in. Meanwhile, he's been waiting 3 whole months with 10 bands of his hard-earned money just sitting there. And that right there, that one sentence, speaks to a much bigger pattern that a lot of artists have been whispering about behind closed doors for years.
That's integrity.
The idea that day one customers, the ones who helped build the brand from the ground up, the ones who were rocking Johnny Dang pieces before it was trendy, were getting less love, less attention, less priority than the big name out-of-towners who brought clout and Instagram moments and millions of followers. It's the classic story in every industry. The people who were there from the jump get pushed to the back of the line once the big money and the big names start rolling in. And that's exactly the sentiment that Sauce Walker tapped into when he said he felt disrespected as a loyal local, while celebrities from other cities allegedly got the VIP experience, the comped upgrades, and the preferential treatment that he never received, despite spending $500,000 over 2 decades. Now, through all of this chaos, the allegations, the clapbacks, the diamond tests, the viral clips, one person remained conspicuously, almost eerily silent. Paul Wall, Johnny's business partner since 2002. The other half of the Grill Empire, the man who co-built the entire brand. Paul Wall has not made a single public statement about any of this as of late March 2026. No IG lives, no interviews, no tweets, nothing. He's continued to shout out Johnny Dang and co. in positive ways, and there are no signs of distance between them, but the silence is loud. Some people see it as Paul being strategic, letting Johnny handle his own response while keeping the partnership intact behind the scenes. Others wonder if there's more to the story that hasn't come out yet. And Sauce Walker himself, after all that scorched earth energy, he actually softened his tone in the comments. He called Johnny a goat with no hard feelings and even posted shop photos later, but the damage was already done. The clip had gone mega viral. The narrative was set. And the entire hip-hop jewelry industry was now under a microscope. As of late March 2026, there are no lawsuits, no receipts, and no confirmed independent tests proving widespread fraud. It's all social media smoke. He said, and a whole lot of opinions. Johnny Dang's Johnny have allegedly been pulling similar moves, has the whole culture reevaluating how it spends its bread. At the end of the day, this story is about way more than diamonds and grills. This is about way more than lab-grown versus natural. Way more than one jeweler and one rapper beefing on Instagram. This is about loyalty. The kind of loyalty that gets built over 20 years of handshakes, transactions, and mutual respect, and the kind of devastation that follows when that loyalty gets called into question. It's about trust. The fundamental belief that when you hand someone your hard-earned bread, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of it, you're getting exactly what you paid for.
Damn, this not making me wanna. This, like, I ain't gonna lie. I used to like look up to having like a chain bust down or whatever the case, you know, but real diamond though. You feel what I'm saying? Meaning, if I ain't got the bread for it, I am not paying for it. You feel what I'm saying? If I ain't got the bread for it, I don't got no business acting like I got it. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta also remember, sometimes what comes with the power comes with the responsibility. it would suck if I lost my life over a $200 chain, a $300, $200, $100 chain. Now, is it that serious to have a chain or a bust down like that? Some people might not look at it like that. For me, if I put my hard work and grind, efforts, money into getting that chain, it's a deeper meaning. Of course, it's materialism, it's materialistic, but the value of what I put on it at that point is what makes it, you feel what I'm saying, is what makes it the most valuable. You get what I'm saying? And at the same time, you might be able to take the chain from me, but you can't take away the fact that I spent and I put that hard-earned effort to actually getting the real thing. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't just pay the price, and I didn't just halfway ass it out, having a $5,000 and only actually paying or buying for a $200 chain, or having a $5,000 and paying $5,000 for a $200 chain. Because that mean if I got a chain for $5,000, right? If I got $5,000, right? Let's say $10,000. Let's say the price that let's say $5,000, right? If I got the $5,000, right, and I pay somebody to get me a $5,000 chain, and they only give me a $3,000 chain, my integrity and my efforts behind it may be there, but the person that sold me that chain was not there, because I just paid $5,000 for something that you got for $3,000, and it wasn't even true to what the value of what you said it was. You feel me? Real diamonds only mean as much as where you get them from. Some people get diamonds from dark sources. If I'm not mistaken, his shop was first at Sharpstown Mall. Sharpstown, I think he said, I forget what city. Was it Houston? I think they did say Houston. They mentioned Houston. I think they said, yeah, because Sauce Walker's from Houston as well, and he was saying that that was this hometown. They both from the same place where they do their shit. So yeah, Houston. Yeah. So what do you mean when you say they get them from dark sources though? Like under the radar type shit. Like as long as it's authentic and it's real, it ain't like it ain't just about the value. It's also like the integrity behind it. Like for me, integrity and like loyalty is more important than anything that you could purchase. Because if I stay true to my hustle and my game, and I locked in and I did something, and I'm looking for something in exchange or return, I don't think I'm looking for no fake shit. Don't think I'm looking for no you know what I'm saying? Because that's like being fugazi. That's disrespectful to me. That's how I look at it.
And it's about what happens when the people who helped build you up, the day ones, the ones who were there before the fame and the Forbes features and the celebrity client lists, start wondering if you were playing them the entire time, whether Johnny Dang is ultimately vindicated or fully exposed, whether more independent tests and actual receipts surface, or this slowly fades into just another chapter of hip-hop drama. One thing is absolutely certain. The King of Bling's crown has never felt heavier. The man is still open for business, still making pieces, still has Paul Wall by his side, and new clients walking through the door. But the whispers ain't stopping. The Diamond Tester videos ain't slowing down. And the questions that Sauce Walker, Plug Geo, and Lil Durk raised, whether intentionally or not, have fundamental receipts or responses. This thing could get even wilder. But for now, the culture is watching, the culture is testing, and the culture don't forget. Till next time, check out other videos on our channel. Click on the boxes.
Hey, AJ, you cooking, man. I ain't gonna lie. And this is why, chat, y'all need to understand, this is why I like having chat sometimes when I do my reaction. So if y'all watching this on the YouTube right now, this is going to be going up. If y'all watching this, I'm going to be posting this video. Make sure y'all come to the live stream sometime, you feel me? I'll look to get a consistent schedule soon. Right now, it's 2:41 in the morning. That's why I do repost some of my videos so that y'all can actually be able to catch them. So, but AJ, you cooking, dog. Blood diamonds, conflict diamonds. And that's a lot more of the importance of having the value of them diamonds. You feel me? Because like, if you saying you got it from this person and you getting fact checked and they telling you, nah, those ain't real. And I know why they ain't real. Like now, somebody pulling your card. Somebody pulling your card. Imagine somebody pulling your card and you defending somebody talking about, nah, my boy Johnny didn't got it like that. He real like that. He showed me all of it. And then somebody else like, well, look at this right here, my guy. These shits is stolen. Now you got yourself in a conflict. You feel what I'm saying? Look at this shit right here. These shits like, now you gotta really contemplate like, damn, that value just went from 10,000 to another zero being 100,000. You feel what I'm saying? Now you paying more on top of them. Now you got lawyer fees and shit like that. But it ain't even gotta get like that though. You feel what I'm saying? People get worked at minds at gunpoint. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Like the conflict to getting the real diamonds alone. Like that hustle is that real hustle. You got people that's really struggling and they not even really getting they money up for it. But that money going to them and them putting in that work to get them diamonds, you know, it's like you gotta really know what you standing on, bruh. You gotta really know what you standing on. That's how it come down to. You really want them real diamonds? You sure you want the real diamonds? I don't think you want the real diamonds. Shit, maybe you might have to fuck with the Johnny Dang. Not saying Johnny Dang ain't authentic and real. They Johnny Dang just make lab diamonds. You feel me? Now people saying they want them real diamonds, and they can go out in the field, go work for them real diamonds, get fucked up, done put 2 mil, 10 million, 20 million, 40 million in an operation, but they make it through. They do it. They stand on their business. They do it. They come back, bring it to the States. They come back, bring it to the island. They come back, bring it to the folk. And everybody talk about, yeah, he got the real diamonds right here. I don't know why you spent 40 billion trying to get them diamonds. He got the diamonds right here. And now nigga looking at him like, what you mean he got the diamonds? Nigga, I was in the field. I ain't see him in the field. I was in the field. What he doing? He just spent 200,000 and got all of that. I was in the field for real doing that. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? Man, I hope y'all learned something today. I'll definitely learn something today. And it's not just it's not what I learned is not just the factual things, but also the internal and the psychological things of, you know, doing business. Sometimes, you know, those are some things that are hard to even teach or hard to even offer somebody, you know. But I hope y'all enjoyed this experience as well. I'm gonna get at y'all. Video will be up soon, y'all, and we're gonna keep going on the live stream.